What's good, family? It's your boy Old Soul J, and I'm back with another video. Now today I want to talk about you're blessed and you may not even realize it. Now look, before in the prior video I spoke about how we need to count our blessings, focus on our blessings, and that's how you truly have an abundance mindset. Actually, I think that was a short video that I did for TikTok, but regardless of the fact, I've hinted at those type of things all the time because your subconscious mind, what you feed your subconscious mind, just your perspective on life influences the energy and frequency that you're moving on a daily basis. And if you understand law of attraction, you will not be able to attract anything if you do not see yourself or at least resonate on a certain mindset, right? You are what you believe, you are what you consume, you are what you get, what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? So look, now we live in a unique time right now. We live in a beautiful time right now. Now, honestly, I definitely believe that we're in a transitional stage of evolution right now as the human race, where we're in a time where we're entering new times, the new world. We are in the middle of entering the new world. And it's so funny how so many things started to change around 2020. We're in 2025 right now. We're in the beginning of the new times. In other words, what religion would tell you, the end times, right? It's just an allegorical way of saying things, right? Because the actual earth isn't going to actually be destroyed itself. If we're talking about ascension, there's not going to be a specific being that's going to come down and pick who needs to ascend. Really, the ones who are in a Christ consciousness type of state, the ones who are actually doing the right work, the right things, will ascend. But okay, that's not what this video is about. I'm getting sidetracked. Let me rewind a little bit because I don't want to get into a whole spiel about that. But listen, one of the biggest things that is very important to recognize in these unique times that we're living in right now is the fact that, look, you've heard it before. A lot of people, right? Or how do I say? Most of our generation have been going through brain rot because of the instant dopamine hits that we get that is super accessible when we go on social media, right? We have so much content at our fingertips. Literally, when you wake up in the morning, you have your phone right next to your bed. And most people, what they do is they grab their phone as their first instinct. We grab our phones, check social media, scroll, check your notifications, scroll. Instant hits of dopamine. You're not present. You're not in reality. You're not here. Your mind is off in the ethers of technology. And, this desensitizes our brain. This is why a lot of things don't hit the same. This is why a lot of people are so numb to things, not a lot of compassion, a whole lot of things, right? This is why a lot of people are lazy, bad habits. I mean, that's not the only reason. There's always been people that have been lazy. There's always been people that have been bad habit. But just as a general population, that is the negative effect that we have right now because of the times that we live in with just social media, the internet, the advancement of technology that we're in right now, right? But here's the gem in this dualistic world. When there's something bad, when there's a negative going on, there's always a positive outlook. There's always a positive you can take from it. You can always grow from something. Now, here's the beautiful gem that's in the middle of all that rut that we call distractions and brain rot and things of that nature. Not only do you have the opportunity to make a living off of these platforms, right? A different way of earning a living has been introduced through social media, right? There are people in this world who are making 6 to 7 figures or more just by making content or just by doing something that is based around social media. But that's not the main thing I really want to talk about. That's not the emphasis I really want to imply in this video. You see, the beautiful gem that is in the middle of our generation right now and the opportunity of our generation right now is the availability, the access of information. If you want to know something, go on Google, ChatGPT it. Now, I do have my controversial takes on AI. I haven't spoken much about it, especially on this channel. I have hinted at it, touched on it a little bit on the TikTok. But just for the sake of this video, we're talking about how accessible things are, right? You can literally figure out almost anything. Now, you do have to be careful. You got to be able to, make sure that it's coming from a reliable source. But it doesn't take a lot of effort to make sure of that, Proof is not hard to find with a lot of these things. So not only do you have because look, people used to have to go to the library and find a book, which is also written by another person. So when it comes to credible sources, if anything, it's more credible if you have, well, I'm not gonna say that, but when it comes to credible sources, it's always the same. There's going to be credible and non-credible. You just got to be very, smart with who you're listening to and what you're listening to. But before, people had to physically go to the library. And yes, you could say this is a negative because it makes our generation lazy, because people had to put more effort to learn things. But you can use that to your benefit. You can speed up your process when it comes to anything that you want to do. Literally anything that you want to know. Just as simple as, let's say you come from a family that is very financially illiterate. If you want to learn about credit, you could literally find video series on it that will tell you everything step by step that you need to know about it. And if not that, then there's courses. But even if you don't want to pay, you could learn as much as you need to learn for free on the internet. Now, some people say, okay, it's not really free because you have to pay for Wi-Fi. You have to pay for the things that you go on the internet with, like your phone or your computer. But look, if you have those things right now, which most people do, unless you're just really, really down bad, if you have those things, then you have something at your fingertips that can teach you so much. There's nothing you really can't do. There's nothing you can't learn. Now, the downside of this is because of all the brain rot and the dopamine that we've been consuming, our attention spans are like very minimal. Not only are they very minimal, so it's harder for you to learn things. It takes more of a mental effort. It's a lot of less physical effort. It's easier to find, but the focus part is the hard part now. So I said all that to say this. If you really just be mindful and aware of the rare time that you're in right now and the opportunity right at your fingertips, it is best that you give your 100% effort to fight against the negative habits that are holding you back and really try to focus on something, because the information is abundant right now. We just live in a unique time where it's super easy to become stagnant, let your life be taken over by dopamine hits from your TV, from sexual things that are all super accessible on the internet, from just scrolling and looking at other people's lives, whatever it is. We have so much access to everything, but use it to your benefit. Look at the positive side. Look at how much you could find out, how much you could learn that maybe that the people in your immediate life, they just don't know about. There's things in this world that I probably would have never learned. I probably would have never came across or figured out, that honestly has separated me from so many people and has helped my life tremendously, that if I never had the internet, I probably would have never even heard of these things. Now, I do believe that before the internet, word to mouth was just a lot more prominent. So I probably would have maybe heard things just from people, because people are always going to talk, but information probably would have got to me some way. But just hearing about it is one thing. Now, being able to learn, having people that have done what you're trying to do or have gone somewhere or just been successful in that area, show you step by step. Even if they don't give you every little detail, they give you the foundation, the pillars, the main focuses, and you can figure out the rest yourself. That is rare. That is a blessing, because you could have been born in any time period. Think about that. See, people don't really understand the concept of time and how it's non-linear. Your soul could have came down into any time period, but you came down to this one for a reason. I know for me, I'm gonna take advantage. What are you gonna do? But that's all I gotta say for today, y'all. Make sure to like and subscribe. I got a lot more content on the way. Yeah!